I'm going to do the reading of the California City Toddlers. And I'm really drawn to the desert on this one. That's where they're finding stuff. It's kind of obvious. I actually feel pretty good they'll be found, though, so far at the moment. I don't feel this will be some they never find these kids type of situation. Too many people looking for them. So that's one thing. As far as, but I feel watching it, I mean, notice the camera, and I noticed it before the camera started focusing on him going like this, right? He sat there like this the whole time in that interview. This is a very uncomfortable type of position to kind of sit here like that. Just kind of sitting here right now, I'm like, this is not comfortable at all. So it makes me feel like he's trying to, that's definitely some intense body language, trying to hide something. He's not being open. And there doesn't seem any kind of alarm or just very matter of fact, but that dude's got a temper. I see it. Okay. And the other thing that really cued me in, the thing that really got me was how, when they asked, tell me about the kids, this and that, normally if there's something going on, if people are, they're so heartbroken, they're going to say real good things about the kids. Oh, they're so loving, and they're loving, they're sweet, they're whatever. But, he's like, what, they're both real rambunctious, so they're going to be a handful, that kind of thing. If you find them, they're a handful. This is the kind of shit he was saying. And so that tells a lot that maybe they were so rambunctious, him trying to control them and stuff like that, and get them to behave themselves was a problem. I think somebody mentioned they thought something like with child trafficking. I'm not necessarily feeling that. But I'll see if there's anything like that, especially with things being found in the desert. That seems unlikely. I feel that dude has a temper. And I feel it's very possible that the woman might be afraid of him, is a little bit of what I'm feeling. And one of the members on the post did mention, why would they be out playing in the cold, drawing with chalk? Think about it, concrete gets cold. But it is, California City, so maybe it wouldn't be terribly cold. I don't know, it looked kind of cold there. I noticed I know there was a pandemic, but if I was going to do an interview and talk to people to find my kids, I would probably have dropped my mask and just social distance with the cameraman so people could see my face and, look at me and stuff like that, to try to appeal to the kidnappers, that maybe I could reach them and get them to drop the kids off safely. But I didn't see none of that. Feel like they're very happy to have that mask on. But yes, he had, his arms are tight. And that's just not natural, guys. That's not natural. That's not trying to be open to get your kids back and everything like that. And there's no urgency, I believe him that people said to stay in and not look for him. We got the best out. That is probably true. But there may be a reason they didn't want them out there. Almost there. I'm not feeling good about these boys, though. Because that dude is holding some anger. Very first card is the devil. So we've got that energy, and that's kind of what I think he is. The devil does change a lover, very toxic influence and so forth. A lot of the people are worried, of course. They're worried about the boys and so forth. I feel that's more for the population. I don't feel necessarily the people are sitting there worried this, that. Not with that devil. Not with that devil. I feel that's more the people. Somebody's going to go to jail. I got the Eight of Swords, so this is going to get solved, guys. I also got the completion card, so I do feel that this is not going to be a cold case. They're going to be able to close this case. So that's what I feel the completion card means, and I do feel someone's going to jail with the Eight of Swords. That's at the foundation, so that's good. They're going to get this solved. Got a lot of people working on it with the Eight of Pentacles. I would say the hangman is more at the moment. Things are a little suspended, but I don't feel it's going to be terribly, terribly long. It could get hung up. I mean, it's been 12 days. That makes sense. Emperor, I can see for law enforcement. We've got some really good people working on it and so forth. Let's see what's coming. Okay, there you go. 7 of Cups. Somebody got a little bit of a drinking or a drug problem. This is most likely what happened. Is the dude, he's already got a temper, but he's either doing drinking or he's doing drugs or maybe both. But I do feel he was high at the time this thing went down with these kids. When this went down, he was on something. I'm glad to see the Princess of Swords. We should get some news very soon. There's going to be some kind of evidence popping up real soon on that, or they may even find them a little quicker than I thought. I do have the Empress, which is the mother of tarot. I'm going to point this to the not the biological mother, the adopted mother. I do feel she knows something. And see, I'm kind of feeling like maybe she's afraid. Let me put a clarifier on her. Yeah, I got the oppression card. Okay, so I feel he's threatened her. I feel he's threatened her. And if she was smart, she would just say something. You know, she'd go down because she didn't say anything at first. But if she's smart, she would just, you know, admit what happened and all this. But I feel with that oppression card, he's made her fear for her life. So I don't feel she's the one who did it, but I feel she's afraid of him. Okay, so that, I like the fact I drew the failure card. They're going to fail on what they did. So that's good. That's good. They're going to fail. See what's going on. Yeah, and I've got that Knight of Swords energy, just rushing in, being brutal, verbal abuse, things like that, and so forth. I'm going to get a pretty good judge on this. I can see that. I do have a sorrow card. So I do feel, you know, it's not going to turn out the way we want and so forth. I do not see that. Okay, I see one. I do have the Chariot. We should be successful finding them. And 7 of Swords. I feel like this is the thing right here. 7 of Swords is usually, when I see it, though not always, it is a futility card. Okay, so normally the person fails on whatever kind of betrayal, sneaky thing they do. He's left some evidence behind. I feel they've been checking the house and everything, and I have a feeling they found something within the house. So, I feel some kind of tie with the biological mother, drawing the Queen of Cups. There's another female kind of involved in this and so forth. Probably very sorry that this is all happening and so forth. I definitely do not feel good about the boys. Definitely with this, you know, I believe that, you know, the death card isn't even showing at the moment, because we kind of know the outcome. We know that's the situation. Someone's going to go to jail. I don't feel that it's some kind of child trafficking type of situation. I just drew the Strife card, so I do feel physical violence. So most likely these little guys were beat to death, is what's going on. So, but I feel most likely, actually, I think I know why the Hierophant's there. I've seen this before in missing person cases. If you look real close, you see animal skulls and things like that. I can see those in a desert. You can see animal skulls in a desert. That has popped up for me before. So yeah, I'm pointing to that desert, you know, is where they are. I do like the fact I do the Eight of Wands. So I do feel something like it's going to be stuck. We've got that hangman energy. Everything's kind of suspended. We're not going anywhere for a little bit, but then something takes off. We get that information of the Princess of Swords, and everything kind of works out. There's a lot of people working on it with the Three of Pentacles and everything. Everybody is working on it. So, even though I see that, I still don't feel they're near water necessarily. I don't necessarily feel near water. But yeah, so far, I know they're past. But so far, no death cards or anything like that are showing up. But definitely, well, I did just draw the cruelty card. Okay. So I definitely do feel some kind of evidence has been left behind. I don't think he thinks he's smarter than everyone else. I've got some narcissist kind of feel there, that he thinks he's kind of smarter than everybody else. I feel like he was purposely trying to speak in present tense. He's not ignorant in the sense that he knows if you start talking past tense, everybody's going to look at you. I feel he was purposely trying to speak in present tense. And someone, I think the interviewer even said something about that, speaking in present tense and things. Yeah, I did just draw death. Speaking in present tense. As I'm kind of saying that, that's when the death card comes up, notice. Once I start talking about he was speaking in present tense, but they're really in the past tense, that's when death showed for me, right after cruelty. So yeah, I feel she's scared. I'm not making excuses for her. Don't all start giving me shit. I think she is definitely, I feel she's an abused person herself. I feel she's one of these abused type women, which is what can happen. That the women can be abused and they get beat down up here especially, and so forth. So that's the reason she's too afraid. She's fearing her own life right now. That's what I'm feeling, and that's why she's not talking. And what they need to do is try to get them separated or something like that, because then maybe they could get her to say something. But I do feel they will be found. And looking at the Hierophant, it took me a little bit to get there. I can see it for a judge sometimes, but I remember there are times in missing persons I've seen those skulls on that card. And that's pointing me to a desert where, animals kind of decompose and things like that. They may actually be surrounded by decomposing animals, seeing that card and so forth. But no, I don't feel they're alive. And everything like that. But I do feel they'll be found. Someone's going to jail for sure. Someone's going to go to jail. I almost wonder if someone could go to jail before they're found. I get kind of a feel like there might have been some kind of, maybe they caught them in a deception or something, or trying to mislead them in some way. And then that's a possibility. And then I feel they will be found. But we should get some news on this soon, because there's too many people looking for them. I feel they'll be found.